The best of money matters. Under the radar.
You're listening to Money FM 89.3, and it's now time for a special episode of Under the Radar with me, Chua Tian Tian. That's all about the banking and wealth management landscape today as we speak to a Wall Street giant that's said to have not slept since the 1800s. Yes, I'm talking about Citibank because after all, its slogan is that Citi never sleeps. So, founded in 1812, Citi's activities range from safeguarding assets, lending money, making payments, and assessing the capital markets on behalf of its clients. Now, the aim is to become a trusted partner for clients by responsibly providing financial services that enable growth and economic progress. And Citi set foot in Singapore over a century ago in 1902 and has grown to a full-service bank that provides consumers, corporations, governments, and institutions in Singapore a broad range of financial products and services. Now, today, the Lion City is a significant hub and gateway to Asia and ASEAN, with the country housing a number of its regional and global client coverage and product units. And the role of Singapore as a market to Citibank continues to evolve. In October 2024, the US bank shut its last regular branch in Singapore to focus on serving customers online and advising affluent clients at its wealth hubs. Now, the firm said the decision comes amid higher adoption of digital, online, and self-service platforms. It also comes as the firm aims to capture growing wealth created in Asia. Now, to this end, the firm said in April 2025 that Citi Wealth anticipates that $100 trillion of wealth will be created over the next decade, with Asia seeing the fastest pace of growth. Now, the company added that wealth hubs catering mainly to Citi Gold clients with assets of at least $250,000 have been set up in Singapore for this reason. But really, what should we know about the growth of wealth in Asia, and how will Citibank Singapore position itself to get a slice of that pie? And how does Citibank intend to navigate choppy waters in the near term, given ongoing uncertainties surrounding global trade, tariff wars, and interest rate outlook? Well, lots of questions, and joining me right here in the studio is Wen-Hsien, Head of Wealth for Asia South and Singapore CEO at Citibank Singapore. Wen-Hsien, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on board. And I have to say, you've done a remarkable introduction of Citi and our business in Singapore. Thank you for that.
Well, thanks so much, and great to have you join us. And when we've talked a lot about Citi as a banking player that never sleeps, but let's hear from you. How would you describe the value proposition and the business model of Citi some 200 years after it was founded? What is its positioning against other Wall Street giants or even the trio of local banks right here in Singapore?
Citi's enduring strength lies in our ability to connect clients to global opportunities. We serve clients in 180 countries and have a physical presence in over 90 markets. No other bank has the same ability to connect the dots the way that Citi can. Our value proposition lies on 4 pillars: the global reach, which I just talked about and which you also had mentioned extensively in your introduction, our client-centric innovations, and our strong legacy of trust. Did you know that Citi has been in Singapore since 1902?
Yeah.
So not many people realize that Citi, we are a U.S. bank, and that's usually how they associate Citi.
Yes.
So we're a U.S. bank with global reach, but also what differentiates us is our strong and deep Singapore roots as well. In our wealth management business, what additionally sets us apart is because of our extensive businesses that we serve institutional clients, banking markets clients, services clients. Actually, we're also then able to tap on all these different, the breadth of our business to provide our clients with institutional grade advice. And that's led by our Chief Investment Officer, Kate Moore. And because of the type of advice that we provide and the quality of the advice, that's also enabled us to build trust across generations over the decades.
And let's zoom in on your product verticals. So when Citi's activities, as we mentioned earlier, it range from safeguarding assets, lending money, making payments, assessing capital markets on behalf of clients. Now, Citibank Singapore in particular is a full bank right here. Take us through the product verticals for Citi. Which is the most important one ultimately when it comes down to the dollars and cents, both as a group and also right here in Singapore?
You're absolutely right. Citibank Singapore is a full-service bank. We offer a comprehensive range of products and services because our mission is to be the main bank for our wealth clients. We have a robust platform of investment and insurance solutions, as well as deposit and lending solutions. In addition, we also have a very strong credit cards business. We are the leader in affluent card segment with our Premier, Prestige, and Ultima card brands. As wealth management is ultimately about helping clients meet their financial goals, I would say the most important product, to answer your question, would be our investments. The investment solution suite that we offer needs to be strong, relevant, and also enable our clients to find success. Because for many of our clients, they're seeking to grow their wealth.
So in terms of customers then, who would you say are Citibank Singapore's major customers? What's their profile in terms of income level as well? Are we looking at over $250,000 Sing dollars?
Our wealth management clients come from across the wealth continuum. So they do start at $250,000. I would describe them as the affluent segment, but it also ranges up to the high net worth and the ultra high net worth individuals and families as well. And these clients usually would be part of our Citi Gold private client segment. For us, we also have a mix of onshore and offshore clients. So whilst our business is based in Singapore, we cater to offshore clients in the region. Our International Personal Bank, commonly known as IPB, was set up over 4 decades ago to serve offshore clients. And because of that strong legacy in wealth management and also in offshore, I would say we've built a strong reservoir of trust over the decades, and that enables us to serve clients across generations, ensuring seamless wealth transitions and as well as enduring legacies. Many of our client relationships, it's not uncommon for our client relationships to span across generations. So for instance, a couple of weeks ago at our Young Successor program, I actually sat next to 3 generations of clients. It was the grandmother, the mother, and then the son. So I think that's, again, like what makes Citi different and what makes the experience different for our clients as well.
So also looking at growing generational wealth for your affluent clients. But in terms of your global presence, if we look at Citi as a whole, it has on-the-ground presence in over 90 countries and jurisdictions. It is in 77 markets with trading floors. But where does Singapore fit in the bigger scheme of things, particularly given the heritage and how it entered the market all the way back in the early 1900s?
Singapore is a critical hub for Citi, without a doubt. We've been here since 1902, growing alongside the nation. Especially as Singapore evolved, from an industrial hub to a wealth management financial hub. So we've been there along the entire journey. Singapore's reputation as a safe harbor for wealth, coupled with its robust regulatory environment, also makes it an ideal base for us to serve offshore clients in the region. We remain deeply committed to our presence in Singapore, as we see Singapore as a key driver of Citi's future growth.
Okay. And, Citi had in April 2021 said it would exit 13 global consumer banking markets, and that include China, India, Indonesia, South Korea, Malaysia, and the Philippines, among others. And the move came when the group's CEO, Jane Fraser, took over the top post. So the idea here appears to be to double down on wealth management, which has better growth prospects, and to shift resources away from retail banking, consumer banking, and these markets where Citi doesn't have the scale to compete. That being said, Citi, though, will focus its global consumer banking business in Singapore, along with London, Hong Kong, and the UAE. In terms of the movements of resources, how has this influenced operations in Singapore, though? Because I know you are still focused on wealth.
Our strategic decision to exit certain consumer banking markets allows us to focus our resources where we believe have the greatest growth potential, including wealth management. In Singapore, we've continued to ramp up our commitment to serving the affluent, high net worth, and ultra high net worth segments. Our streamlined operations have also enabled us to move faster at innovating our products and services for our clients who are located both onshore and offshore in the region.
I see. And the reason why I'm asking about the exit in the global consumer banking business is because Citibank also shut its last regular branch in Singapore to focus on serving customers online. advising affluent clients at its wealth hubs. So how far is wealth management the general direction that Citi is pursuing, and in what way does it have better prospects than other banking players?
Wealth management is a key strategic priority for Citi. We see significant growth opportunities in this area, increasingly because wealth creation continues to spur growth in Asia and vice versa. Also in Asia, because it's becoming a more mature economy, more, like countries are also going from emerging markets to more developed markets. We also see evolving needs of the clients in the affluent space. Overall, the way we are serving clients going forward is in a hybrid service model. So we combine the best of digital tools with the best of personalized advice delivered through our wealth hubs, as well as delivered through a combination of digital and offline channels. So, for instance, our wealth advisors are able to meet clients face-to-face, or they can also meet clients via Zoom, which is also in a way a version of face-to-face in this new digital world that we're living in. With this hybrid model, we're also able to offer clients both convenience and coupled with our expertise. I would say that overall the strategy is working because we've recently won quite a number of awards and accolades, including what we're really proud of, the recent win from Euromoney. From Euromoney, we were awarded Singapore's Best International Bank. It's something, it's an award that Citi last won in 2017. So we're incredibly proud of this milestone, and it just goes to show our strategy is working and it's being noticed by others.
Congratulations. And don't mind me asking this, right? In 2021, the firm said it is still focusing its global consumer banking business in Singapore, but in terms of where you're moving, in terms of taking those consumer banking services online, it seems like you are also pursuing the general direction for the firm, which is wealth management. So is it right to understand that now consumer banking will become more of a supplementary service that you provide to the affluent clients?
I wouldn't describe it that way. I would say that 2024 was definitely a turning point for Citi Wealth globally. What we did was we ratcheted up our focus on wealth management because wealth management is a very strong fee income business, right? So in a way, as we build capabilities, we also want to make sure that our income is also diversified. So we're solidly in growth mode. Our recent Q2 results, where our year-over revenue growth of 20% and our 9% organic growth in net new investment assets is a demonstration of our strength. Asia continues to be a key growth engine for us in Citi Wealth. We have Singapore and Hong Kong, the two wealth hubs that we have in this region, leading the charge on that. And overall, we are highly optimistic about the future and remain focused on delivering sustainable growth for our shareholders and as well as for our employees.
Beyond the mega trend of wealth creation in Asia, Owen, in what way does Citi have better growth prospects than the other banking players in the wealth management segment? And in what way is Citi Singapore better positioned to compete on wealth management versus, per se, investment banking? Because on the global front, I believe you're also beefing up investment banking teams.
Banks have always navigated dynamic financial markets, right, including interest rate cycles. And the current environment that we're operating in is no different. We will continue to prudently manage our resources and focus them where there's growth. So there's definitely been a lot of news coverage on our investment banking business. We've made several key hires. Again, investment banking is a strong fee income business.
Yes.
The other reason why investment banking is a focus is because for Citi, we differentiate ourselves based on the one Citi value proposition. So the whole idea is with regional, strong global connectivity, we're also able to bring the best of the opportunities around the world to our clients, whether it's in the investment banking side or in the private bank. So for instance, Citi banks 1/4 of the world's billionaires. And so when you're a billionaire, you're not just looking at opportunities for your own personal wealth. You could also be looking at opportunities for your company as well. So again, in short, our diversified business model and our global reach well positions Citi to serve our clients and also well positions us within the industry.
So no one is better than the other. They complement each other.
Yes, it's all highly complementary.
Now let's take a look at where things are at for Citibank at a global level. When Citi beat Wall Street estimates for Q2 profit and said it plans to buy back at least $4 billion in stock. Now, that news was much welcomed by market participants. Shares briefly touched the highest since the 2008 financial crisis on the news. What numbers are we looking at for Citi Singapore and for the wealth management business in Asia South? Any numbers or any indication that you can provide us with?
2024 was a turning point for Citi globally. Jane had basically come up with a new strategy, a new vision for the business, and we have the disciplined execution of that strategy quarter over quarter. So especially in the most recent quarter that we announced, we had exceptionally strong results. We had 20% year-over-year growth for our revenue. We've also had we had about 9% growth in our net new investment assets as well. And that cemented a strong first half of 2025 for our Citi Wealth business. Asia continues to be a key growth engine, with Singapore and Hong Kong leading the charge. We're highly optimistic about the future and focused on delivering sustainable growth for our shareholders.
Now, if you're just tuning in, when I'm in conversation with Yeo Wen Sian, Head of Wealth for Asia South and Singapore CEO at Citibank. Well, when financial institutions, they appear to be navigating choppy waters for now with ongoing uncertainties surrounding global trade, tariff wars and interest rate outlook. Now, not to mention all that talk about having a shadow U.S. Federal Reserve Chair and all that pressure on Fed boss Jerome Powell to cut interest rates. How will all of that weigh on your net interest margins and how far can they be offset by your wealth management income?
Well, I would say that, all banks go through interest rate cycles, right? And so the key thing here is if we're able to anticipate interest cycles, we would then recalibrate our execution strategies accordingly. And the current environment that we're in is actually no exception. We are currently focusing on building fee income. That's why wealth management is such a strong core focus for us, because especially when the interest rate cycle comes down, when interest rates come down, you need fee income to offset the reduction in your interest income. So we're prudently managing our balance sheet. We'll continue to stay focused on growing our wealth management franchise, our platform, the fee income that we get from, for instance, like investment and insurance products. In short, the overall idea is we need to continue to be diversified. And that helps us to tap on opportunities across the globe and stay agile and help our clients to also find opportunities as in this dynamic environment that we're in.
And when, generally speaking, aside from growing your fee income, what are some steps you've taken to minimize risks and exposure, given how Trump 2.0 is not just about the US and China, but the US versus the rest of the world? Or, as they say, is Trade War 2.0 a big opportunity for the firm, given how it also pushes your clients to diversify their risks?
In times of uncertainty, clients seek clarity and conviction. Citi's global perspectives, honed over 2 centuries of navigating various economic and political cycles, allows us to provide sound advice to our clients. We continuously encourage clients to maintain a long-term perspective, to diversify their portfolios and focus on high-quality investments. Our advice has been consistent. Stay invested for the mid to long term, but be selective. We expect some downward pressure on earnings, so we're guiding clients towards quality, staying invested in diversified portfolios of high-quality fixed income and equities, including alternatives for suitable investors. Overall, it's about staying positioned for resilience whilst being ready to pivot when the environment shifts.
Don't mind me asking this question, and this is an impromptu question off the top of my head. With the ongoing geopolitical risks, right, uncertainty, are you seeing more affluent clients moving their money to Singapore, to Asia South? And does that present an opportunity for you?
Definitely. Asia is experiencing significant wealth creation. The tailwinds are with us. the region is projected to account for a substantial portion of new high net worth individuals in the coming years. Factors such as favorable demographics, economic growth, geopolitical shifts are contributing to this trend. We are seeing increasing flows of private wealth into Asia from other parts of the world. We're also seeing, strong growth as well in wealth amongst our Asian clients. These things are good, especially for us in Singapore as a wealth hub, because clients, when they're looking to move their AUM around the world, they're in search for safe havens amid global changes, uncertainty, and I think that really plays to Singapore's strength. So that's something that our strategy is focused on capturing.
That brings me to my next question, because if we set our sights on the longer term, when you mentioned in an interview with our colleague from the Straits Times in April this year, 2025, that Citi Wealth anticipates that $100 trillion of wealth will be created over the next decade. Asia will see the fastest pace of growth. So beyond demographic trends, beyond, the geopolitical uncertainties that we are seeing right now, what are the other trends bolstering these numbers? How do you intend to capture a slice of that wealth pie?
So Asia is expected to account for about almost half of all high net worth individuals being created over the next 5 years, right? That's according to a Knight Frank study, the 2025 Knight Frank Wealth Report. In Singapore, our ultra-high net worth individuals are expected to grow by almost 10% between 2024 and 2028. Overall, I would say in Singapore, we are highly regarded in the whole ASEAN region. It's a gateway for clients to also access ASEAN. And this plays to our value proposition in our One Citi strategy as well. So, we're able to bring and connect clients to opportunities on their private side, on the business side, around the world. So we do have a mature ecosystem here in Singapore, especially for wealth managers and family offices. So, for instance, for family offices, they have attractive tax incentives. And again, all these are things that we're leveraging to help our clients create more wealth and to be change makers for the future.
And I know you're focusing on your wealth hubs right here in Singapore as well. So how far will setting a wealth hub right here attract more affluent clients and funds to come to you? What has been done thus far?
We have 3 wealth centers in Singapore. So we've got our Orchard Wealth Hub, our Parkway Wealth Hub, as well as our Holland Village Wealth Hub. All these locations have been designed for convenience in mind. So especially for clients living in the East, they have access to the Parkway Wealth Hub. For clients in the West, they've got access to the Holland Village Wealth Hub. We know that clients are, especially professionals, they are always on the move. So it's also important for us to serve them conveniently. And we've been enhancing our digital platforms, creating client-centric experiences along the way. So over the course of 2024, we had over 100 enhancements in terms of our digital capabilities. All these originated from in-depth design thinking, which involved getting client feedback on a continuous basis, getting their insights, converting it into releases, which would be able to enhance our client journey. I believe our focus on innovation and our commitment to understanding our clients' needs well positions us to capture a significant share of the growing wealth management market here.
You talked about over 100, if I catch you correctly, over 100 product innovations in your digital services. Any examples that you might be able to share?
Yeah, so for instance, one of them would be, as an example, we launched this year something called Authorization Corner. It's unique to Citi. So typically in our business, there's a lot of, when clients provide approvals for transactions, a lot of it's done over the phone, voice log. But because Citi, we've got over half of our clients are offshore clients, right? So sometimes it's really inconvenient for clients to call or, for them to receive a call, roaming charges. They could also be on the move, traveling, etc. So one of the functionalities that we've introduced is the client can basically approve their transaction in their mobile app. So again, these are some things that we know what is our client behavior. And so we've designed journeys that are suited to our clients' behaviors and to make their customer journey delightful.
Certainly, and when we've talked quite a bit about Citibank Singapore's business, but it's been just slightly under a year since you took over the helm as Singapore CEO in November 2024. So what are the top priorities on your mind for Citibank Singapore? What are some targets you hope to achieve on the wealth management side of things? How have you been working towards them?
So we have a few priorities that Andy Sieg, our head of wealth, has outlined. So the first one would be turn on the growth engine. The second would be get fit as a business. The third would be elevate the client experience. And the fourth one is unify wealth. And I would say, whilst I've said this in a certain order, all are equally important. In terms of driving business growth, I think what's important is making advice as our product.
Okay.
For clients, especially in the wealth management space, they're looking for high quality advice that is in line with their financial goals. So that's going to be the heart of what we do. And that's also connected to elevating the client experience, right? If we're able to provide advice that the client is looking for, that deepens the client relationships. The overall mission for us in wealth management is to earn the right to be our client's lead advisor. And that would then help us to consolidate more of their wealth with Citi. Over the years, I've always admired Citi because I would say it's been highly differentiated in terms of how it provides service excellence to its clients. The Citigold private client brand, the Citigold brand, has a strong reputation because of its legacy built in service excellence. And that continues to remain a strong focus for me, that we provide consistent service excellence to new clients and existing clients. Since coming on board, something new as well, we've launched Agile Scrums. So there's a lot of focus in working horizontally across the organization. The reason for doing this is you can only make great things happen together, right? So people have to work cross-functionally in order to solve whether it's customer or employee pain points. And so in our Agile Scrum teams, what we see are colleagues coming from all around different parts of the bank and sometimes different countries as well. They're empowered to move fast, to pursue opportunities, to solve both customer and employee pain points. And what we're seeing is that because they're empowered and moving fast, we can confidently say they're moving at Citi speed and making a difference.
Yeah, Citi never sleeps, right? Back to the point. Before we let you go, what are some future plans for Citibank Singapore for the rest of this year and into the next? Any teasers for our listener?
We're most definitely excited about the future and are investing in innovative solutions to enhance the client experience. Citi has signed multi-year strategic partnerships with Google and Palantir. I'm incredibly excited about these. Through the Google partnership, Citi has access to the enterprise version of Gemini AI. So we've got artificial intelligence center of excellence at Citi, and a lot of this is focused on rolling out the best AI tools for our employees as well as for clients. Our partnership with Palantir, which was also announced a couple of months ago, enables us to build next generation advisory capabilities. We're using the Palantir expertise to help us leverage artificial intelligence and data analytics to provide more personalized and insightful advice, not just for our clients, but also to augment the advisory capabilities of our relationship managers and client advisors. Through these partnerships, it's going to enable us to continue enhancing our wealth offerings and also the experience for our wealth management clients.
Thanks so much for the insights. That was Yeo Wen Xian, Head of Wealth for Asia South and Singapore CEO at Citibank. Thank you so much for joining us on Money FM 89.3.
Thanks very much, Tian Tian, for having me.
Before acting on the information on Money FM, please consider if it's suitable for your own investment objectives, financial situation, and risk tolerance. To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.